Okay, this video is going to be about how we repurpose long form video content into Twitter posts and Twitter threads specifically. So, AI generated social media content is a big trend these days. I'm not advocating that you just auto spam people with garbage. I think a better way to do it is to record long form video content and then slice it up and repurpose it. So it's really high quality stuff that you start with in a big chunk, and then you can help automate or help lubricate the process of rewriting it into various channel specific content forms. So this video is going to be about taking transcript of the most recent video that we did on automating spin tax, slicing it up, creating a workflow in Airtable and in Make for repurposing that content into 10, 20, 30 different Twitter threads, each using a different Twitter optimized hook and format. And then later on, we'll feed this into the new free tier of the X API, which is a great option. You can write up to 1,500 posts and schedule them and post them through the API. So there's a lot of tools out there that do this kind of stuff, around like Hype Fury, Tweet Hunter, and other tools like that. And feel free to use those, but this is just a cool kind of automation and DIY approach to doing or accelerating your content. So what we're going to do is walk through changes to our Airtable base that we've made since the last video. So we've added an ideas table, and in that table we have a single text column called idea name. We have a template, which is also just a text column, description, which is a long text column, videos, which is a linked field over to the videos table, which we already have, threads, which is a new table that we will walk through here in a second, tweets, same thing, new table, but it's a linked field with allow linking to multiple records turned on, created is a Boolean or checkbox, score is an integer, and model is just the model IDs for the frontier models from Anthropic and OpenAI. So you can split test how you like the writing style of different models. Threads, this is just a join table essentially on, or it's a container for the different tweets. And it's just, we have a field called thread name, a link to the ideas table, a link over to the tweets table, model, and then created date. And then under tweets, we have name, tweet content, thread position, and this is the order that the tweet comes in the thread. We have a link over to the ideas table. We have a link over to the threads table and scheduled time, whether or not we've posted it, and then a lookup on the model from the thread. So those are the three new tables. And what we're going to do is walk through creating a workflow in Make that will help us to automate the process of repurposing these video transcripts. So here is the most recent one that we did, automating spin tax. And remember that we have that ability, or we have in previous videos, we set up an automation to automatically transcribe this video. So we have some good long form content here. And what we're going to do is create a Make workflow. And we're going to start off with a string here, and we're going to call this the video record ID. And let's just duplicate that, and we'll call this the model. And normally this is going to be a webhooked workflow, but I don't like to start with the webhook because in order to test things, you have to send 5, 10, 50, 100 webhook bodies throughout your testing and your development. And so it's kind of a pain. So I much prefer to just have a compose a string that I can run once and then, or repeatedly, and then be done. And so let's go ahead and grab the video from Airtable. Let me go find that video ID here. That's the record ID. And then we'll add that right in here. And then we'll go in and configure this. And we'll grab that video record ID. Save. Always remember to save after every time you add something. Okay, now we have that transcript right here. So now what we're going to want to do is pass this into an Anthropic prompt here. And I actually have prepared a prompt outside of this just to save some time. But we're going to go ahead and configure this. So we need a user with a text. And this one is going to be pretty simple prompt that just says create 25 relevant tweet ideas, use the templates provided to you, and we'll add those in the system prompt here. And we're going to give it the transcript, and then we're going to say return your response as JSON. Anthropic was not trained, or Claude was not trained using JSON mode, which is different than how OpenAI trained their models. And so you really need to be overly specific in the Claude prompts to get it to return valid JSON. And because we are trying to spit out valid JSON here, that's important. So I have a couple of prompt boosters here just around the output format. And here's an example of the output. So we have a JSON object. We have an array called tweet ideas. And then within that array, we have template and content. And then we're going to prompt it with our 25 tweet ideas JSON. So pretty simple user prompt there. And then I also have a nice system prompt. And this is basically a prompt that I wrote on a plane one time. But it's pretty simple also. It just says you're a Twitter expert. Here are some content categories that we care about, different kind of post ideas that I had, that might be interesting, some stuff that I picked up from other influencers and content creators who talk about patterns and categories and things, some templates here, and then some example tweets that I've written. There's about 40 in here that give it an idea of like the type of content that I want to talk about. So let's go ahead and create the temperature at 0.15. We're going to call this write threads. Or no, sorry, we're going to call this generate tweet ideas. All right, now we can run this. So now this is running, and we've grabbed that transcript, and we're now generating the tweet ideas. And it should come back as a list of 25 tweet ideas. And here we go. So here's our content. And you can see that it is in the format that we want. So this is JSON, but we need to parse that JSON. So we're going to use the parse JSON. And we're going to just throw in that content text right in there. And we can see what this would look like by just copying all of this here. And actually, I'm going to hard code this for now so we can move quicker. And you can see here's what we get. So we get an array of tweet ideas. We have the template that it followed, right? And that's coming from the system prompt. And then we have the different content pieces, right? 3 life lessons, right? So pretty good. And then now what we're going to want to do is add a router here. And up here, we'll do an iterator, and we're going to loop through all of those tweet ideas. Loop through ideas. And then let's create those ideas in our ideas table. Create ideas under YouTube production. under the ideas table. And then we'll just do we'll just put the template name as the idea name. I don't really have a good idea name yet, but we can just put the template. And then the description will be the content. And then we're going to link it to the video. So throw that ID in there. And this was 3.5 Sonnet, but you can hard code this. I mean, you can make this dynamic if you want by clicking the map and then setting that over here. So there's a couple different ways you can do it, but I'll just leave it like this for now. And actually, why don't we change this to Opus? I like their long form content, or its long form content better. And I'm going to throw this over to Opus as well. Okay. All right. So now we've created, or we are creating our tweet ideas. And now what we're going to want to do is run it through another model. And it's going to be write full threads based on these tweet ideas. And I'm going to grab another prompt that I have over here. And it's going to be pretty similar. And in fact, I'm going to keep the same exact system prompt, but I'm just going to change this user prompt. And now it just says, now write a full tweet thread containing 10 to 15 value packed tweets in a JSON about this tweet idea. Here is the template, and here is the content. And that's looping through each idea. And here's how we're going to return it. So it's going to be an object, there's going to be a thread in there, a thread name, and then the thread content is going to be an array. And inside of that, there's each tweet has tweet content and then position. And then we prompt it to say, here's show me the JSON, basically. So let's go ahead and do this. Now I'm going to go ahead and just filter this down so that it only processes one bundle at a time. I don't need all of them. And let's just test this to make sure that this works. And so in the meantime, let's go over to our ideas table. And what we're going to be looking for is one idea created right here. Okay, and we parsed our JSON. We have 25 ideas. We're now looping through all 25 of those, and we've created an idea here. Oh, great. Here is our template. It's linked to the videos, and we're writing full threads now based on that one idea of using Spintax here. And so let's see what we get. Here is our thread. And this is pretty good. So let's go ahead and parse that out again. I'm going to copy that content and manually parse it right now, and then we'll go back and map the variables later, but I find this just to be faster. So we're going to go ahead and parse that. And there's our thread, and there's our thread content, right? Nice and pretty. Let's go ahead and loop through that content, loop through tweets, And again, always add documentation as you go through. It'll save you a lot of time, especially if you need to pause and pick it up another day. We'll go ahead and do YouTube production, and we'll do tweets. We're going to need to create a thread too, which I should do before that. So we'll do tweet content, and then we'll do thread position. We're going to link it back to the ideas as well. We'll go ID on that, and then we need a thread ID as well. So we'll do that before the iterator, so we only create one. And then we need to change the table on that one. Thread name. We'll link this also to the ideas. Set the model here as well to Opus. And then we need to go back and link our tweets to that thread. Go ahead and link that. Okay, we're not going to worry about the scheduling time right now. When we add the x.com API posting, we can handle that as well. So now we're good to go. Last step here is we're going to want to mark our video as created. Tweets created, that's what we want to mark. So we'll do YouTube production. We'll do videos, record ID from the video, and then we'll do tweets created. Okay, and we should be good to go. I'm going to undo this one. We need to map all of our dynamic content, so don't forget to do that if you're following along. This one as well. And let's give it a go. So if we run this, we are grabbing that video transcript. We're generating the tweet ideas. We've grabbed all of our tweet ideas. We're now looping through each one. Creating that idea here in our ideas table. Just delete the old ones here. And we've now created our thread, and we're writing our tweets. So this thread is called How to Automate Spin Tax in Your Cold Email Agency. It's related to an idea, which again is just it's a template with a description. And we have 11 threads here. not bad. We can group this by idea. We can do it by thread too, actually. And here is some short form content that is specific to Twitter. So this will just start to fill up. And you're good to go. So again, I don't advocate for just putting this directly into Twitter without looking at it. Definitely QA it, look at it, make sure that it's up to your quality and it represents your style and your voice and everything, and it's actually useful for people and not just GPT garbage. But this can help accelerate things pretty significantly. So, here's kind of like how we split this out. So this is transformational story. This is a list of tips, audience struggle, etc. Right? So one other thing that I forgot to mention is we did add a section for this on the left. So we added a new section here called Repurposing, and then we've added a Twitter one that's specific to Twitter. And so you can see we have a button here, and I've linked this button to basically say if tweets created is empty, then concatenate this webhook URL over to this button, and we should be good to go here. And you can start click this button, and it should digest this entire transcript and run this process through to completion. You should end up with, 20 or 25 different Twitter threads with 10 to 15 tweets each. So that should be, enough, right? And then I would personally space these out so that you're not spamming threads about the same topic, but space it out like one every week, right? And if you have 10 pieces of long form content, then you can start to just have this constant cadence of revolving content that is derivatives of your long form content and is high quality and is QA'd by you. So I hope this was helpful. And let me know if you have any questions or if you have any opinions on what kind of videos we should do next. I'm always open to that. So good luck and thanks for watching.